This episode of Wardogs Hour Podcast is brought to you by Wardogs NFT. We are three dumb digs aiming to make a huge difference in the Web3 space. For more information regarding our Wardogs NFT project, head to our socials, Wardogs_NFT on both Instagram and Twitter, and our website, www.wardogsnftrange.com. The Wardogs Hour Podcast aims to inspire people by sharing real-life experiences and what possibilities we have at our fingertips using our connections, skills and disciplines learned from our time in the military. Let's spin some mad worries and have a laugh.
Hi boys, I have a question for the men. What the fuck do you want? What is it? I can't figure it out.
Today we have Cole Smith from Heartbreak Conditioning gym on the Gold Coast, Nerang. Cole's our very first guest, episode 1. From New Zealand, was part of the New Zealand Army, and let's hear a little bit about Cole's story. Good morning.
What's up, man? So you want to start?
Let's hit it straight from what made you join the army in New Zealand?
I mean, like history-wise, I mean, like I was a little bit mischief at school and stuff like that, but I was always attracted to the sort of army type stuff and those sorts of types of things. Bit of history in our family too with the military. Where I come from on the East Coast is also well renowned from there's the Māori Battalion. So it was the Māori Battalion.
Yeah,
so
cool.
in World War II. C Company, which is like a famous company. So obviously they're highly regarded where we come from. So that was always sort of like they're like the first sort of heroes of mine. So they were military based, and that was sort of like what really sort of like fired me up to want to become an infantryman or go to the military. Yeah, but also too, I suppose I eliminated a lot of options too that I had.
That's relatable.
Oh, God. So I eliminated a lot of options. But, so I was lucky enough to join the military from there. So and served in 2nd First Battalion.
Yeah, mad. Yeah, and that's South Island. Like
it's based in South Island.
Yeah, mad. Far out. It's a bit chilly down that way.
Oh, very much so. Yeah. Tried doing the old field exercises and that one. Yeah, she's a bit rough.
Yeah, definitely. Far. Yeah. I lived in Queenstown for 6 months, and I don't think that was during the winter, and I don't think I ran a single day not in long pants. So I couldn't imagine trying to live out in the bush in that sort of climate.
No, it was pretty hectic, man. I suppose you get used to it, like you guys know. So.
Yeah. So what age were you when you joined the army?
I was probably 19. Yeah.
19, yeah, 19. Sweet.
Yeah.
What about...
Do you think that your childhood led you to infantry, like how you grew up? Like, did you grow up tough? Did you grow up, in a good family?
Yeah. Well, that's probably like another thing too. So like my father is, I love my father, but he's a bit of a hard man.
Yeah,
but,
right. Yep.
Yeah, so but he's sort of like pretty old school with like we come from a farming background and all that sort of stuff. So hard work is a big thing for him, and he obviously ran a pretty tight ship.
Yeah,
pretty tight ship at home. So
so it put you in good stead for infantry. Anyway.
It did.
Not that you should be going anywhere else bar infantry. If you're not infantry, you're nothing really, aren't you? So.
Yeah, well,
my man.
Cole. It's funny because Cole's my PT at Heartbreak, and the yarns that we've had. Honestly, it sounds exactly like like battalion life for us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so we're all three of us were from 5 Hour in Darwin.
Yeah, cool.
And I mean we've had plenty of laughs.
Oh yeah,
plenty of laughs. I'm trying to squeeze a couple more seconds in between sets, and I'm trying to spin a little laugh. And it's funny. Hey, they're literally like almost all the relatable stories.
Oh yeah, hard. Like I suppose like. A lot of positives. I mean, like the camaraderie is obviously like a big thing.
Yeah.
I think obviously you get tested a lot with a lot of like physical things and mentally, and you get to see like what people are actually like. So So I think that's why you create such good friends too, like with the military, because you you sort of know what people are like because, you get pushed so far. You see the people that are, a little bit selfish or, you see other people that are sort of like, down for everyone and all that sort of type of thing. So definitely separates the real people.
Yeah.
It's the boys from the men.
Yeah, you figure out who you can rely on as a mate.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
You get broken down into nothing pretty much from the get-go.
Yeah.
And then built back up, and then the boys get weeded out, and you sort of, in some cases, some of these little boys get through, but most of the time it's the men that get through.
Yeah, 100%.
So, joining infantry, automatically makes you a man straight away. So, as you can tell, infantry or nothing. So.
Definitely. When you got into your battalion and that, what was the sort of vibe? Were they accepting of you guys through training? Because with us, we do 3 months Kapuka. I did 3 months Kapuka. Then you do 3 months IET training, which is our infantry training.
Yeah.
Jumping into battalion, you do all that training and then you start from the bottom again.
Oh, 100%.
So were they like that with you guys?
100%. Like, so obviously you start off with like basic training, which is with everyone, like from, when you're all mixed, obviously.
Yep.
And then obviously we go to core training, which is another 3 months. So, and then, when you go on core training, like you obviously feel like you're Superman by the time you sort of finish that. So like you get through that and then you get into battalion and then obviously you get brought back down a peg once you get back into battalion and then obviously it really starts from there, I suppose.
Yeah, mad.
Was there much of like hazing? Did you get any hazing or like the new kids?
The initiation into battalion.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we got sort of like, there's a lot of big boys in there.
Oh, yeah.
So you sort of figure out that, like, there's no real rules. So once you sort of get in there. But you do get hazed and stuff like that, for sure. I mean, like, but most of the time, as long as you go hard, and sort of, like, do what you got to do, like, you normally get left alone.
Yeah.
Like, it's more or less the guys that are sort of trying to fight the system or mess around with the boys, causing everyone else to get, like, punished and stuff. They get the hazing.
Yeah, they get weeded out quick smart, though.
Yeah, hazing /
I mean, like,
It's the weeding out phase, I like to call it. Maybe not hazing anymore. We don't condone hazing, by the way.
we know. Like, it just sounds like, like similar with us. As long as you were good at PT, as long as you pulled your weight, you then gain the respect from the boys. And anyone who's not up to that standard, they're definitely the ones that then start.
It's just more the people that just don't.
Yeah,
don't go
highlighting
hard.
themselves. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, sounds
The liabilities,
the
liabilities.
100%, yeah.
Max punishment for minimal reward. I've been there a million times.
Oh, remember the old pack marches where literally one shit cunt would not be keeping up, and they'd make everyone wheel around, go back another 100 meters, pick him up, and as you walk past him, you're just like, hurry the fuck up.
So many unnecessary kilometres. Doing here.
Yeah. So during your time,
I used to pack much.
I used to love it. I was good at it.
Yeah,
so
I didn't mind old pack march as well.
Get my gig. Come on, you weak prick. I loved it.
That's because you're only ever carrying around pillows, mate.
Well, I had to carry you, so you're kind of like a pillow.
Definitely built like that.
So during your time, second first infantry was it?
Second
First infantry. You deployed to Tmore.
Yeah.
And what year was that?
She's would have been 2001.
Oh shit!
In effect,
I wasn't even in the army back in
2001.
Shit.
2001.
Oh, that's when it was still pretty gnarly over there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, nice. Do you have what? How was it over there? Like,
I mean, it wasn't
what
too.
stuff did you get up to?
I wasn't too bad. Like, I mean, like there was more sort of context on the bat just before. So by the time we go in, it was more or less just arrests, patrolling, and all that sort of type of stuff. So, but it was obviously eye-opening.
Yeah,
eye-opening, especially like I was only young. So at the same time too, like going from Gisborne, which is like a pretty small place, to Christchurch, and then went straight to Tmore. I suppose like the biggest thing is just seeing the effect of like I suppose like conflict and war in areas, like the rates of how people are poor and lost everything, and like everyone got massacred and all these sort of types of things. So like it was definitely like make you sort of grow up a bit faster.
Yeah, definitely.
How old were you when you deployed?
I would have been 19. Yeah,
Oh, so
just
pretty
turned
quickly.
20,
Just-
turned 20,
Straight into it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, far out. Because, I only just missed out on a Tmore trip. So my IET platoon, 2 people from my IET platoon deployed to Tmore with fibre out. We did our IETs in the battalion. So there was 2 platoons. There was a platoon 2 weeks before us. They their whole platoon sent to Tmore. And then 2 guys from my platoon 2 weeks later got sent away. So we only just missed it. But that was in 2008, so that was obviously. I mean, I don't think the boys were patrolling with gats. I think they were just having to take a pistol out, and they were fine.
True that.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah,
like,
true that.
It was a lot different by then.
Bro, some of the boys were going out. Man, what was that one bloke? He was going out and then he held a taxi driver up.
Oh, mate, the stories.
I
of
won't
boys.
drop
Actually, I
any.
heard about that.
The stories of boys.
I won't drop any names, but yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone knows about it.
There's stories of boys like jumping the base. Was it in Dili that they had a base?
Yeah,
there's stories of boys jumping the base and going and getting pissed at nightclubs and that.
Holy shit.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. It was like Club Med.
They were rat bags.
I actually started fighting, which was like in Tmore.
Yeah, boxing.
Yeah,
man.
Because it wasn't really like the bases and that weren't as well established and set up at the time.
You had to punch on with the Aussies, didn't you? Did you?
Oh,
have
we
a little
did actually. We
competition?
did. But we had like a few of my mates, so Jamie and Jamie Porter, that are at the gym now, and obviously Ryan, and we had a few other boys that could sort of bang a bit. So we used to just like spar and sort of train and sort of got good at boxing there. That's actually where I started boxing. So I started boxing a bit late.
Yeah, mad.
But started there.
Yeah.
So like organised fights. Or not organised?
No, not organised. We were just like learning, scrapping
Training.
each other, like in between like patrols and stuff.
Yep.
So that was sort of where I sort of started getting like the proper passion for the proper fighting. Yeah. And then we did like battalion boxing and all that sort of stuff. Then we had the New Zealand team versus the Aussie team.
Yeah.
And
man.
did you work much with Aussies over there?
Oh yeah, we did actually. Yeah, we did. We worked quite a bit actually. So like, especially with like different patrols, blue patrols that we had and stuff like that, we'll work with the Aussies. But most of the time we worked pretty closely with them. Yeah. Really. Oh, the whole Anzac thing and that.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, like wrapping up Tmore. That's when you. How long after Tmore did you stay in for?
I probably stayed in just over about a year and a bit more after that.
Yep. And what was your sort of main contributing factor for wanting to get out? Did you just have enough, or?
Okay, well that's another story. Okay, so like and I ended up trying to switch over to PDIs. So I tried to switch over to PDIs.
Shave your legs.
Do they wear those stupid red shorts in New Zealand as well?
Yeah, but I went to switch over to PTIs because I was just trying to fucking do something else. So I went to switch over to PTIs and then did the whole selection process, which is obviously pretty hectic. And then I did pretty good on it. And then I don't know, they just had a personal issue with me and wouldn't let me get fully in.
Do you reckon you outperformed them?
I don't know. I did pretty good on it. Yeah. So I thought you just had to pass the test and you win. But they had other ideas.
Yeah, the green machine, chews you up and spits you out.
Yeah, pretty much, man. So I don't know if they were just looking into. I might have had a few little altercations when I was as an infantryman, but I don't know if that had anything to do with it. But it was just sort of like I don't know. They just sort of had a personal issue with me.
It sucks when they don't even give you feedback. They just say nah.
Yeah, so now I was just like, but why?
Yeah.
Jealousy's a curse, eh?
Yeah, I don't know.
And who hasn't had a scrap as an infantryman? Right?
Yeah. But I don't know if it was to do with that, but I was just trying to figure out what the whole idea was about that. But obviously I didn't like it. I didn't like it. So, and then I was obviously pondering about having a jam at going for the group. SAS, but then I didn't know if I wanted that life. So I ended up just going, I want to bounce there, and went to come to Gold Coast there.
Yeah, mad. Yeah, awesome. Let's jump forward. Now you are running your own gym, Heartbreak Conditioning. And so that is, sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, Hilden Court in Narang?
Yeah.
Yep, so 1 of 14, Hilden Court.
Yeah, on 14.
Photographic memory, I tell you what. Don't even have that written down. And so you've now expanded into your third gym. Each time getting bigger and better.
Yep.
How's that been? Being a gym owner, Gold Coast is pretty fucking busy on the old fitness industry.
Yeah. Well, I suppose like on the low key too. So like because I didn't actually get into the PTIs, so like I was actually the reason why I came was actually a guy just told me, he said like the best trainers and the best sort of like fitness life with that sort of stuff is actually on the Gold Coast. Personally, I wanted to just go there and just like try and dominate it. So that was why I wanted to do that, to prove those fellas wrong.
Yeah.
So that was actually sort of part of the reason why I came, but also too like I like the lifestyle here. So so I came here. Started off as a personal trainer, so I was sort of studying at the same time. I was also a unit trainer in the infantry, and so I was doing personal training here while being a like bartender at night. So I sort of
The old grind, yeah.
So until I got through the whole study thing, and then just did PT ever since then. Hustled hard.
Yep.
Got a bit of name for myself in the strength and conditioning type buzz.
Yeah.
Was playing sports here, rugby league, and also I was boxing. I was boxing on the amateur circuit at the time.
Yep.
So sort of just getting a name for myself with that sort of stuff, and then it's just sort of gradually built.
Cool.
How'd you go in the amateur circuit in boxing? Like, what was your record, if you don't mind me asking?
It wasn't too bad. So like, I probably ran about 15-3. Yeah. So about 15-3.
Solid.
Yeah. So it was okay. But I was meant to head up, and it's a whole nother story. But I was meant to switch pro. Meant to have a contract with that. And then had a real crazy run of injuries from broken hands, back. Broke both my elbows, heaps of stuff.
Yeah. Well, we know about some of your injuries, but coming back to the gym. So obviously you've trained some pretty big names there.
Yep.
Mark Hunt, Tai Tuivasa with Mark as well. Tyson Pedro.
Yep.
Who else? And like how was that? And obviously you went to America with those boys as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man, it's been a crazy journey, man. So like I've been here 15 nearly. We're going closer to 20 now.
Yep.
20 years doing in the game. So, but from Heartbreak itself, I've been lucky to be sort of like mixed up with a lot of people like that. So obviously I've had Dwayne The Rock Johnson through the gym.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa, Aquaman. Yeah, he's been through. Mark Hunt. So Mark Hunt was a big one. So I spent a lot of time with Mark.
I remember, sorry to cut you off. Mark would be training in the PT just after me.
Oh, you were in there as well?
Yeah. So he'd walk in, I'm hitting pads. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
You wouldn't want me hitting pads.
Yeah, I know. Literally, I found these fucking energy bursts out of nowhere. I was like, oh no, I gotta look good. Fuck.
Yeah, morning.
Yeah, good, mate.
Like you're saying,
yeah, no, but yeah, he was there for ages. But yeah, no, that was mad. But yeah, I mean, keep going. I thought that was a funny one.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been I've been a full roster with it too. So I dabbled in MMA and heaps of other things like that too. Obviously strength conditioning, and so worked a lot of strength conditioning with like high performance and athletes, and obviously worked with like Olympic athletes, world champions, with that sort of stuff. Obviously the UFC with Mark, and obviously we had like the Tougher brothers through, Tyson Pedro, Tai Tuivasa, so we've had a few, and Dylan Andrews too. Andrews, he was like one of sort of the pioneers when it came to Kiwis that made Kiwis or Aussies, Anzac sort of fighters that have made the UFC. So
yeah, mad.
So been a part of it, and obviously been to obviously UFC on the big stage with them.
Yeah, that's sick. From now, so you've got your business going now. What is the best sort of connection, skill, or discipline that you've taken from your time in the military that you think sort of helped you developing, the successful business that you run at the moment?
Yeah. Oh man, to be honest, like so much of it is to do with like what I learned in the military. To be honest, like how I train people is obviously more based around sort of like how I was trained when we were in the military.
Yeah.
But just because of like it was more functional. It was more they based around like mental strength was a big thing. Also too the camaraderie of like teamwork and the fight sense is real important.
Yeah.
And like if you've got like from a soldier's point of view, you know, you've got guys to the left and right of you that you need to trust. You know?
Yeah.
So you need to trust them, and it's drilled into you. You know what I mean? I really like sort of like that part of it, and the discipline part. You know, discipline part. I mean, I had strong discipline because of my upbringing and stuff like that, but it definitely got honed in the military.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything's like, and then also like just like little things little lessons that you learn in the military. So like, you know, when it comes to like making your bed and all these little things, like you're thinking like just like
Mundane,
stuff,
but
they don't mean
they
anything.
build you. They
But
build
the way
you up.
the way they're telling you is trying to like have your shit together. Like, you know,
Yeah.
have your shit together. Everything flows into another. Like, you know, like I remember too, like even doing tracking, like, you know, like tracking, like little things can show so much.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Someone leaves a piece of paper behind, you know, it shows that their discipline's off.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? So like if I'm going to try and attack their crew, well, that's the guy I'm going to go for. Do you know what I mean? Just like little things like that, like all the little things that all add up. So for me, it was more just as a trainer and like, I suppose like the characteristics of a soldier, and like I take that with me all the time.
Yeah.
Which is pretty big in the fight game too. So, you know,
Yeah.
strength and conditioning, you'd be relying on that as a fighter to go like as hard throughout the rounds as well.
for
So
sure.
you've got to trust that, you know, you as the strength and conditioning coach has done the right job, I guess, too.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's like that, you know, being fit to fight, you know, making sure you're fit enough to get to the battle space and then being able to still be able to do your job.
Yeah, exactly. And then
Like
the
you
coach
don't,
is
you
there
don't want the
yelling.
last 2 rounds and then...
Yeah, but even on like on a mental phase too, like, but that can be for life too, like, you know what I mean? So like, you get pushed to a lot of different sort of areas that people like civilians don't really understand, like some of the stuff you get.
Oh, bro,
Yeah,
my
it's-
missus doesn't make the bed, man. It shits me, right? I'm like, make that bed. It's not hard,
But it is, interesting when you say that. Getting
Because you
pushed
get pushed
to
to
limits.
like the limits, you know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
So you get pushed
because
to the limit and
I've
beyond
never
it,
been pushed as hard as what I had been pushed in the military. I don't think. But when you're doing it, you just keep going.
Yeah,
but then you
yeah.
almost have that approach was like, oh, that thing was way harder than this.
Yeah, hard,
Like, stop
hard,
being a bitch.
It gives you a new limit every time. It's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
they do with pack marching as well. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
for
you'll
sure.
start at a 5-clicker. You know, what is it? A 2-clicker in Kapuka. And you're like, man, that sucked. And then you do like a 10-clicker, and then you're doing a 15-clicker. Next thing you know, you're marching 40 Ks in Darwin, fucking dying.
Oh, did you do one of them? Did you?
I've done a 40 twice.
No, you haven't. You
I've done a
You
40
didn't even do 40
twice.
in the carriers.
Yeah, and you know what? Thank you for not putting me in those carriers for 40 kilometres, because fuck, my back would be cooked, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, no, look, the way you do the gym as well, like that's why I enjoy training there.
Yeah,
I mean, group punishment, so Cole runs, his shred boot camps and his fight drafts. Honestly, they're awesome.
Yeah,
because it's a team, and if one person stuffs up, the whole team gets punished.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that the most?
love
the
group
most
punishment,
To tell you the truth, if someone's fucking up every week, you're kind of like, oh my god. But like even just the whole teamwork sort of thing in that, like that's awesome.
But I like it because it sort of shows like that's what I liked about when I came to the army, because it shows what people's character are like. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But then also shows like what you need to work on as an individual.
Yeah. Sure.
You know what I mean? Like if you've got all these people that are, you know, it's all reliant on you, and you're not pulling your weight, you can actually see it's your fault. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see it's your fault. It's not anyone else's fault. Like, you know, everybody else going to blame, like, you know, but that person did this, but nah,
Little light bulb moment, like
Yeah,
a bit
yeah,
of self-realisation.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh man,
And
I'm
for
a
most,
sack.
for most people, that
Yeah.
makes you take it up a notch.
Oh,
because you
yeah,
don't
for
wanna
sure.
let
Well,
people
definitely,
down.
because the old teamwork, coming into teamwork again, there's been mornings I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, fuck, I can't let Cole down. I've got to rock up to my training. Literally.
Like every morning.
Like that's teamwork as it is.
Yeah, I feel you.
Anyway,
to answer your question, so like, systemizing is also another big thing.
yeah.
That I like using in the gym too, like from fight strategies to everything. So like, you know, like in all honesty, like sometimes you'll be in the military and like there's some people that are like useless, like some guys that are useless, you know what I mean? But the way that they systemize it, they still get efficient, like, you know what I mean? So it's pretty cool that, like, you know, it's even that basic enough that you can sort of like, you can almost teach anyone.
Yeah.
And I sort of use that with everything when it comes to like how I apply the fight styles, how I apply the training, how I apply systems, or that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? If you drill it enough, you'll get good at it.
Yeah,
It
definitely.
must be cool too, like seeing like someone come in who hasn't trained much in their life, spend 12 months with you, for example, and then you see the finished product, and like it must be a bit of pride for you as much as they must have for themselves.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I had to pride in pretty much anything I do. So,
But that's like the fight drafts that he does. You know, people start those fight drafts that don't. I mean, I did one. I didn't know anything. You know what I mean? Like even when I first started training with Sean, my business partner now, and Cole, Sean used to flog me, like flog the piss out of me, and I was just like, fuck this cunt. I'm training. I'm
going to train twice a day.
I'm training with Cole. I'm training with Cole like 4 times a week, 5 times a week, you know, and like built me up. I still get flogged, but
just less of a flogging,
but yeah,
just levels of flogging.
no, you're proficient. You're really good now, bro.
yeah. Cheers, bro.
Is there like a do you like run a sort of, you know, like for lack of a better word, like a weakling to warrior kind of program where they come in with absolutely nothing? They might be suffering from stuff, and then you build them.
Yeah. Well, I'll do like so the fight draft is like a system for anyone, so they just build them up. So like where you get wrong with like a lot of fight gyms, and even when I was training in fight gyms, is that like sometimes you just get thrown to the wolves. You know what I mean? So like you'll do a little bit of training, and then they'll just throw you in against someone else. You know what I mean?
You get
so
your
like,
ass caned.
Yeah. So if I create my idea was to create a system that would make sure that everybody knows the standard. You know what I mean? So the fight draft is pretty much like the entry point to be able to represent the gym. So whether they want to carry on with the fighting or not, then they'll at least respect it by the time they get to the end.
That would drop a lot of egos too, wouldn't it?
Oh, very much so.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, Ryan was telling me in the car on the way down here, it's just like if you got an ego, you're getting in the ring and getting a fair towel from someone that.
Yeah, there's not a single
better.
fuckhead. There's not a single fuckhead at Heartbreak. It's really good.
That's cool.
It takes a bit to weed them out, though. But
Yeah.
Black eyes.
There's a fucking MMA cage, there's a boxing ring, and there's a roll mat, so you can get schooled in whatever discipline you choose.
And you can get schooled by people of all age now.
Yeah,
There's like
boys and
15-year-olds
girls.
I wouldn't fight. I'm like, no way.
Yeah. So you've got your gym going, you're going good at that. We do know about your reality TV stardom. Pretty interested to hear about.
okay.
So yeah, the GC. We weren't lucky enough to have that on our TVs in the GC that I saw, but that was real popular over in NZ, yeah?
Yeah, it was real popular in NZ. I think it filmed here on one of the other channels, but ended up being pretty big in New Zealand.
Yeah.
For sure. It was sort of like partially sort of like Jersey Shore, sort of mixed with some other sort of type of stuff. But my story was obviously more to do with like, it was actually more to do with me just opening up my gym at the time. So I sort of took the advantage of it because it was going to be like, you know, a primetime television show.
Yep.
And and I was going to have my gym on it. So it was like publicity.
Yeah, fucking oath. How many times can I say Heartbreak Conditioning in
Yeah,
an episode?
So that was cool. I mean, obviously it got a bit of kickback, but I didn't think it was too bad. I don't think it was too bad. I mean, like it was just like I seen sort of worse things on TV, but obviously it can be pretty bad critics back home. But,
When you're starting off, man, you just got to do what you got to do.
Hard. So I sort of just asked me with it. I try to keep myself as genuine as possible, keep it real with what I did.
Yeah.
So,
and that brings us into, you know, how was your transition from military to then gym owner? Obviously, you know, jumped on the TV show while you were promoting the start of your business, but you would have obviously been a PT on the Gold Coast before that, and then just like rising up through the, you know, just creating your clientele and that. How was that?
Like anything, it's hard. Like anything, it's hard. But transition from military, because I did love the military. So I did love the military, but I sort of wanted something different. Something different. So I came to Australia to do that, and then sort of I just set my goal. So my goal was when I got here, it was like I wanted to be the top trainer. I wanted to be the top trainer here. I wanted to be able to live a life that I wanted to live. And eventually open up a gym. So but like obviously it was hard. It was hard, but like, you know, that's just how it rolls. So when I first got to gym, like we were doing those park workouts every now and then. Like he's got a bloody whole fucking heave beam set up. Everything you would literally you would build it. Build it in the park. You know, like you're doing obviously that for a while, or I was I was a PT, normal PT for about sort of 4 years. Then I went to Fitness First. Started working there. Obviously I was doing really well there. Making a bit. But I was also fighting, playing sports, stuff and things. And me personally, I didn't sort of like agree with the type of training for performance. Like, you know, they were doing a lot of training, like bodybuilding type training and stuff like that. Didn't find that functional. Military was always sort of like functional type training, which I thought actually helped me a lot more. So I ended up sort of blending the two and putting that into my fight training. Then I used to fly to America, so I used to go to the States because they were the top with training. So I would go and sort of search knowledge over in America with the top trainers, go train there for like a month, and then come back and then bring back new ideas. And then I started doing my own sort of like performance type training. Then I just started making it all outside. Yeah. So I was outside of the gym. So they used to be in like Fitness First doing all their training. And then I literally used to grab all my stuff and build it outside. Yeah. On the car park outside.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, and then my training started getting like pretty big. Yeah. Everybody wanted to come out and do that. And then Fitness First sort of pushed me along and told me I should stop that because no one was going to their boot camp.
So that was your kind of step into business. You know, you threw yourself into the deep end. You didn't have any formal training in business. You're just like, I'm going to give this a crack myself and then get going, which is, you know, probably pretty pertinent to a lot of diggers as well. Like, you don't have to have all this formal training, you know, uni degrees and stuff. You know, we've all proven that as well, and especially yourself here now. You can just jump straight into it and learn along the way. It's probably the best way of learning, really.
100%. I mean, like, obviously you still need the knowledge, but the knowledge is pretty accessible now.
Oh, man.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't actually...
You just pick this thing up and you're 2 clicks away from stuff now. So.
Yeah, well, this is what, 10 years ago, 2010-ish, was it? Or even earlier?
Yeah, more than that.
I mean, so people are even at more advantage now.
Oh, 100%. So you were just learning the hard way back then. It was like, I just got to do it and then, you know, roll with the punches and then go from there. I think it's one of the better ways to do it, to tell you the truth.
I mean, and then, you know, you got to take a risk sometimes.
Yeah, you do. You do. And it always works out better for you as well. It's like self-accomplishment too. So, like, you know, I did all this by myself. Some people get mentors, which I'm a big fan of too.
Yeah, mentors are cool.
Yeah,
for sure. It was sort of hard with mom because mom was sort of like no one was really doing it. So that was sort of like the buzz. But like it's actually a pretty trippy story. Like because I was only doing it just to train myself. So I was still doing a PT, but I was doing all this different type of training, just training myself. And then like there was a group of like stunties. They were training at the gym, and then they left the gym and then started wanting to train with me. And then I used to just make up these crazy sessions that would go for like 2 hours or something like that, so 2 or something else. And it used to be like, so what we used to do is we used to train until you sort of like give up. Like
2 minutes. 2 minutes for me.
Yeah, so we train until you like give up.
We won't go into that at this point in time.
So we train until like give up. So then we used to just have a little bit of like a talk. So I used to always like trash them about like, you know, how's your heart? That's how the heartbreak thing started. They go, oh, my heart's broken. I said, oh, what is heartbreak? It's heartbreak, baby.
But I mean, that's how it started. That's military as well. Like,
it creates competition too.
100%,
and then,
competing.
You know, it gets you to a new level so you can be better the next time as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, obviously, we've heard a lot about tribe, you know, being spoken about through the traps of, you know, leaving military and that, you know, having the support of your boys around you, not sort of isolating yourselves. For some reason, that's what guys these days are kind of doing. They're just shutting off from their big group of friends, their big sort of team that we were all with. Were you the only one to have moved to the NZ from your military sort of crew, or did you have some boys who ended up coming over with you, and how did that sort of help you in your sort of transitioning into, you know, into now?
I actually came by myself. Yeah, I did come by myself. Yeah, but all the boys obviously ended up coming over one by one.
Yeah.
For holiday and all shit. They tried this, and then a few others were like, you know, some of the boys were still in the army, so they were sort of like, this looks way better. But like 6 or 7 of us now, so a few of the other boys too. So the other boys that we boxed with and stuff like that. So you know, Jamie and Ryan and all them. So they all come over. All the boys are doing pretty well too. So
cool.
That's good. Yeah.
And it is a big difference. It's nice having like civvy mates, but you can't really replace. You guys,
it's a bit of a deeper. It is like a deeper friendship. Like, you know what I mean? So like, unless you've like known someone like from childhood, I suppose that's probably the only thing that sort of compares. Slightly.
It's a weirder one too, man.
Yeah.
Man, we do some weird stuff.
Yeah.
That others don't understand. You know, they're like, man, what are you three doing? You're like, and this is normal.
Yeah,
like they just don't get it. It's crazy.
We're just staying warm, guys.
Yeah. Prime example, yeah. I was going to say, do you think you were inspiration for the other boys to come over too? Like when you came over, they've seen you, like, you know, start getting a bit successful, and they were like, well, maybe I can come to Oz and you know, start doing that as well.
Oh, maybe. So I'm not too sure, but I suppose it does help when you see some of the boys that you can relate to doing good things. So yeah, if it was, that was cool. But but definitely that could possibly be something.
Yeah, because Ryan's doing well with his finance. Finance broker, is that right?
Yeah, he's finance broker, got his own finance business, so it's killing it. So.
And Jamie's earth moving, is that right?
Yeah, earth moving. So he's obviously still, you know, he's earning quite a bit too and doing well.
Yeah.
All the boys are doing pretty good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
all their own businesses too.
Pretty much.
Yeah. It's the way to go.
Yeah.
Not working for someone gives you that freedom too. Like,
and also too, I suppose modern society, they're not as hardworking as it seems to be.
They're not even 10% of it.
Yeah, well, you know, sort of like it seems to have like declined quite a bit.
100%.
Yeah. So the boys seem to excel.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing that helped me when I got out. I mean, I was a yes sir. There was no sir. You know what I mean? I remember I was doing some of the most gayest things for my boss. Hashtag no homo. But yeah, no, it was that army. It was that army. No worries, Sarge. Or no worries. I'll do that. Yeah,
that's embracing the suck.
Yeah, that helped. That helped 100%.
Oh, no, because that's just life, you know. And a lot of people sort of don't get that.
Compared to civvy mates, compared to some of my civvy mates, that you know. No, Matto's our photographer for today's episode, and he's doing a great job. But he gave me a big fucking bird right then.
But mind you, on that same note too, you do get some of the boys that leave the military and actually they actually need that sort of camaraderie and need that sort of their thing around them too. So you still have that side though too.
Yeah, with that. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's why I was sort of touching on. It's good to have the support of your network, and you know,
for sure.
Yeah, because like I was saying, we come from such a big teamwork sort of. You know, even though you might not like some of the boys, you're still teamwork, you know, you're always working together to get a job done. If you just jump in and you be your own man, it's
a lot to do with purpose. I suppose when you're in the military, you're given your purpose, you're given your purpose to do stuff. So when you come into civilian street, well, you got to find your own purpose. You know what I mean? So
which is hard. For a lot of boys to find their purpose again.
But it's possible. It's very possible. You know,
very possible. You know, and I believe that, you know, starting businesses is the key to that as well. You regain purpose very quickly when you start a business because you've only got yourself to rely on then as well. You set the standards as well.
Yeah, for sure.
You touched on your injuries. So obviously there's a couple of speed bumps, hurdles that you've come across in your time with them. Yeah. Was it a heart attack? And tell us about that.
So it was so what I did is obviously you've got there's a flap in the middle of your heart, often when you're a baby, obviously, or what they call a PFO. So you have there's a flap that obviously goes through and then you get the oxygenated blood straight to your heart from your mother or whatever. Yeah, so there's a flap there. So what happened was I ended up through stress, overworking, training, and all that sort of type of stuff, all combined together, somehow forced it open. Caused a blood clot and went to my brain, and then gave me a stroke. Yeah, gave me a stroke and nearly killed me in the gym.
In the gym.
Yeah, in the gym. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah.
Twice.
Is that from going too hard?
Oh, it was a mixture of things. Yeah, so it was stress. So it was obviously the stress thing. When I first opened the business, there was a lot going on. From long story short, I was obviously battling the government back home in New Zealand about a land issue, which was to do with our family and that. I obviously just started the business, so I was working sort of crazy hours, where it's 110, 120 hours, something like that. And I sort of became partial insomniac. Yeah. So I was doing that, so stressing out, heaps of coffee, stress, trying to train, because I use training as a way to try and sort of balance me out. Yeah. So it was also keeping my heart elevated and that sort of thing too, and I kept sort of a consistent pace for probably been a couple of years, and then it sort of just everything just fell to pieces there. Yeah. And then I had a stroke in the middle of the gym. I was just lucky everyone was there.
So I mean, do you remember what happened? Do you remember what happened with a stroke? I'm not sure.
Yeah. I remember some of it, most of it. I was just standing there wrestling. So we were doing wrestling. Yep. And then I stood up, and then my eyesight went. and then I sort of just collapsed. So I collapsed to the ground, blacked out, and then I was trying to get up off the ground, but I couldn't.
Yep.
And everyone was sort of like looking at me. They thought I did my knee or something. But
Yep. Oh, real?
yeah, and I was like, what the fuck?
Because you essentially go paralyzed down one side of your body.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
so it all stops. Yeah, so so obviously it was blocked. So my brain was dying. Yeah, so as your brain dies, you start losing all your.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah. So it's like a race against time. So I typed in, but I didn't know what was going on. But fell down on the ground, and I couldn't speak. So I was trying to tell them that fucking So something was up, and then I was just lucky for the few occasions. The ambulance was fucking slow. So my partner at the time, she showed up, took me to the hospital at the same time too. Yeah. And then I was lucky that like a few little things sort of fell on my place. So like there was like a massive line to try and get in while I was having a stroke. One of my clients I trained ages ago, texted him, he had a bit of pull, so he got me straight through. And then I was still having a stroke, and obviously the biggest thing with the stroke is getting through faster, because like obviously the more time that your brain has got no oxygen, the more dies. Yeah, and then like a client I trained 5 years ago, the Irish guy was walking past, and then he goes, "Oh fuck, is that coal in the fucking?"
Yeah, yeah.
And he goes, "What are you guys messing around for?" He goes, taking too slow, and he literally like sped it all up, got them all out, and then I survived. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Hectic.
Yeah. Then I survived. Yeah.
I don't understand why. I think they do now. If you're having a stroke, you're like straight through now.
You'd hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
right. I just dumbfounded by that. I'm like,
it's crazy.
someone's dying. You should be straight in.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah. So like, I don't know if it was just because how I looked, because I was trying to stay calm and shit. But yeah. But obviously everything was sort of dying, and then I lost my right arm and right leg. So then I had to try and sort of like work it back and
How long did that take?
So my right arm and right leg weren't really functioning properly, probably for like a month. Yeah.
And I suppose you had to sort of look inside and adjust your lifestyle a little bit after that.
Yeah,
did you?
but like, I mean, like there was a few things that were sort of annoying me, because it was just all doom and gloom all the time. So it was just like, give up what you're doing, go on like blood thinners for the rest of your life and all this sort of shit. And I was like, not gonna do that. Must be another way. Yeah, they just said that. So I pretty much just got up, left the hospital, and then went back to the gym and started fucking training again. But then it happened.
I don't need that. I'm out.
Yeah. But then obviously that was a bit silly, and then it happened again 2 months later. So it happened again 2 months later, but I already had like the medication there, and I just sort of just smashed it as fast as I could.
So you didn't go to hospital that second time?
No, I did.
Fuck.
But I just didn't like. It wasn't as like brutal that time. So, but it was pretty freaky though, because like I sort of got there, then I was like I was trying to watch TV, so I was watching TV, and then like the remote just dropped. So it just dropped, and I was like, what the hell? And then I was looking at my arm, then I couldn't feel my hand, then my face started going, my arm, leg, and I was like, oh shit. Yeah. And I was sort of just freaking out. But the main thing was just obviously I got my son Mana, and he was there, so I was just trying to say to his mother to take him into the room just in case I die. So
Yeah,
so then I told him to take him in the room while I tried to smash it out, and then 2 hours later I was come back through.
Yeah,
and then they gave me the heart surgery.
So what you needed to get your surgery?
Yeah, heart. Like they that's what I mean. Like they were going to give me the surgery straight off the bat, so they were just trying to say all these other things and stuff like that. So so I just got pissed off with trying to argue it. So
Acting like it's coming out of their wallet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're paying the surgery. Come on.
So obviously all the people that were working in there the first time were there the second time I came in. So I was like,
Yeah.
Told you. So they gave me the surgery, and then sweet. So, and here we are now. So.
Yeah. Coming out of that, like, I mean, what sort of mind frame that got you through? Kept pushing, or
I mean, you have. I mean, like everyone, you have highs and lows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like there's definitely like depressing times. Like to think that everything I sort of worked for over the 10 or so years leading up to was going to be gone. So like and like all the aspirations and all that sort of type of stuff. So I suppose you go up and down, and then you've got to try and gauge people's negativity. You know what I mean? You got to gauge people's negativity, like the doctors and all these people trying to tell you all this sort of type of other stuff. So the biggest thing for me was just like trying to give it a go.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So if they're saying I can't get my arm and leg back done properly, they're saying I can't get back to full fitness, well, I'll see if I can.
It's perspective, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll see if I can.
Yeah, they're giving you a negative review, but in You're working on the completely other end of the scale. So
Yeah.
they're coming from the negative and you're coming from the positive. It's all to do with perspective.
Oh, for sure. So I was just trying to look at, like, at least if I try, well, then I can see for myself. Like, you're telling me about something that hasn't happened. So
and digging
You haven't personally gone through it either. So
Don't tell me what I can't do, sort of thing.
Yeah. So I just wanted to have a crack at it, and I said, well, I'll cross that path when it happens, and obviously it didn't happen. So
Yeah. And back to when he's getting wheeled into the hospital trying to look like he's all sweet. I mean, was it the case in New Zealand, in the infantry especially, you don't report to the RAP for like an injury or whatever because the boys will call you a linger?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I know about
with
linger,
us,
but
with
yeah,
us
but
it was a linger, short
got
from a
LDs,
lingerer.
Yeah.
What
the LDs guy, you know, like
LDs?
GDC.
LDs. Yeah, see, even that, like, you're going through a
in case someone at the hospital sees you that you served with. Oh, you LD. I'm having a heart attack, bro.
Yeah, that's it. I'm fucking going through a stroke. I'm going through a stroke, mate.
LD.
Like I'm serious.
Righto, LD.
Yeah, wow. Righto. Okay, and then so obviously your journey sounds incredible. The way you've overcome challenge after challenge. Has it ever been like that a pivotal moment? Maybe you might have just covered it. That you could have thrown in the towel, and if there had been, what was the drive or motivation that helped you pushing forward?
Oh, bro, I suppose the biggest one was probably recently, with the whole pandemic coming along, that sort of affected my business a lot.
And
trying
definitely.
to switch to a bigger gym and those sorts of things. Like, I never give up, but it's, obviously sometimes you just run out of options, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So obviously you can get down like everyone else can.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I suppose like the biggest thing is just trying to hold on to what your purpose is, what your goals are, what you want to achieve, your aspect on like what's important in life and all those sorts of types of things. So that can always be that. I've also got a lot of pride though too. So I'm not really too keen on like
Throwing it in.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on that. Yeah, but do you know what I mean? So it's more just like that.
Yeah.
To be honest. So, but I definitely take a lot of stuff from the military too. Like all the ethos of the military. I love all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, when it's May 2022 now. Obviously, we're probably, hopefully, fingers crossed, past COVID. Yeah, the gym was closed for 3.5 months. Is that correct? 4 months?
Yeah. But on and off too, like
Sporadic.
It was sporadic too, and then obviously it affected like people wanting to come. And
But even
like that, restrictions.
your ability to just adapt and overcome. I remember when we went through those first starting, like when it was getting scary and everyone was hyping and all the panic.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, okay, sweet as we can't do circuits in the gym. We're going to do them in the car park.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, sweet, we can't do them in the car park. We're going to do them at the beach. And we were still, you were just adapting and overcoming.
Yeah.
You hit with a problem, just get over it, change plans slightly, keep going. Until they obviously put the full chokehold on us.
For sure. That's also Army, but also my old man a little bit too. So he's sort of we're whinging about like it's not going to help anything. He was always what's the problem? It's not gonna,
no one cares about your sad feelings as much as you do.
It's not going to change anything. You may as well try and do something to change it.
So you're in your third gym now.
Yeah.
Obviously it's an impressive gym.
Yeah.
Why don't you chat about the third gym and what you guys have got and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, it's the biggest gym I got. The biggest gym I've had so far. So definitely got a lot more sort of room based around the fighting side of it too. So I'm looking to. We've got a good establishment with fighting anyway, but I sort of really want to sort of push it a little bit more so we can be on the world scale a lot more. So I think we have the facility to do that.
Yeah.
I think we have the facility and the people to be on the world stage. And so that's where sort of I'm trying to lead it to now. Also looking at trying to maybe do an advanced version of it back in New Zealand.
Yep.
Yeah, advanced version back in New Zealand. So I come from like a hill country back home. So I'd love to sort of take it back to like the old school and actually have like a camp which will be in the bush.
Yeah, that'd be epic.
Yeah, cool.
Grassroots kind of stuff, warrior stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like an aim for me. Also too, looking to have maybe one more ride around with Dell scrapping again. So
Yeah. Because the last injury that I know of was the elbow. And
Yeah,
are you
both elbows,
back to good now?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I had both my elbows. I got them surgically fixed, and
Yep.
my nose is a little bit straighter.
Yep.
So I got that done too. Just looking to try and do that, and obviously build our fight team. Also my partner, she fights too.
Yep.
And and my son too. So he scraps too. So yeah, looking at trying to. I suppose I still got a little bit of an itch. I want to scratch, I sort of missed out on a lot of time. So it's nothing personal. So it's more just like a little goal of mine that I want to sort of try and tick off. And
Because you run all the classes at the gym, PTing, the Heartbreak Instagram, so Heartbreak Conditioning. Anyone who wanted to have a look, it's pretty good. I train there. What do I do? 4 sessions a week. It's pretty good.
Really?
Wait, boys.
Just wrestling.
Whoa.
Wrestling.
I definitely always do 2 sessions a week, but now I've upped it to 4 sessions.
Ebbs and flows.
Heartbreakconditioning.com.au is the website as well.
Yeah, right.
So anyone who wanted to go have a look at your socials, that's good. Do you want to give your own plug or your own?
For sure. I mean, Heartbreak Conditioning, we cover a lot of things. So sometimes people sort of just look at it and think it's just a fight gym, but it's not. It's because I've got a strong background in strength conditioning too. So we've got a strong side with just strength conditioning, so weight loss and performance training and all that sort of type of stuff. And then we also have the fight side too. But I think the difference between us is that it's more, it's more like family based. Obviously we have that strong connection with having good character at the gym, no dickheads, keeping the ego aside. We sort of just work hard and everybody learns together. So
that can be a big thing. People can find gyms intimidating.
Oh, for sure.
Especially if they don't know what they're doing.
Oh,
So
especially
to create
fight
that
gyms.
sort of environment.
Oh, for sure.
Well, honestly, it doesn't feel like I've been training there for a long time. It doesn't feel like a scary gym. You know what I mean? And
it's probably more just from the outside looking in. You see that sort of stuff. But obviously we have strong values that are to everyone to uphold. Yeah, while we're there. So because especially if I'm going to be working there all the time, I wanted to feel sort of sweet. So I've obviously made a big push with trying to make sure that only the people that are sort of even our trainers, everyone there is all on the same buzz. So, and that is the way we go. So
it'd be a great place for a few ex-military boys to go down as well. And if they've lost their way, maybe come down and start training at your gym, regain a bit of purpose and probably a bit of fitness as well. Because we all know what happens when you leave the army. You drop off that bandwagon in a heartbeat. Macca's, Durries and oat milks, mate. Meat pies for breakfast,
Well, the two of us are good examples of that, mate.
Exactly, mate.
I wish I had something like yours at where I live.
I've put away more meat pies in the last 3 years than I have in 20 years. Mate, It's just ridiculous.
But I was looking into trying to do something with connecting back up with the military and try and get them in there and obviously get them back in training and that sort of type of stuff. So definitely always welcome the military boys in. For sure.
Oh, hopefully we hit bloody skyrockets with this podcast. We get heaps of military, ex any sort of paramilitary, really. Anyone can listen. But there's a good ex AJ. Can't call you NZ guys, AJ's. Hey, army jokes. There's an ex New Zealand Army gym.
Infantryman.
Yeah, infantryman gym on the Gold Coast that everyone can go to, which is good.
Yep.
And then you've covered on what is basically your sort of future with that last little spiel. Yep. But what would be your advice to anyone transitioning from the military and then into starting a business? Tips that has helped you push to succeed.
Oh, I sort of can't really go past as much about goals, goals and sort of goals and purpose with what you need to try and do. I mean, just take into account the skills that you've learned, in the military from a character perspective, and then just relay it into normal life. You know what I mean? So, if you're an infantryman, obviously you need to be fit. You need to be fit. You need to be able. You need to be fit. You need to be able to in order to be able to think properly. Then goals and purpose is obviously a big thing too. So, decide what you want to do. Figure out a plan to try and do it, and go towards that. It doesn't mean you have to try and hit it straight away, but at least try and work segmentedly, every day. Do something small to try and get yourself towards that. But if you've got nowhere to go, well, obviously it's going to be hard.
Like that 1% rule, like be 1% better every day.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard. So that's probably the only thing. You know what I mean? So sometimes people just don't utilize those things.
Oh, and it's simple, but
Yeah.
great advice.
Yeah.
That's right. Like what you were saying earlier in the day, like those little things, making your bed, doing this, doing that, like all of those little tasks to set you up for that easy, successful day.
Oh, for sure.
They're all easy little tasks. You
I
just
never
gotta
used to get that. He's like, you got to win the morning to win the day. Shut up, mate.
win the morning to win the day.
It's a bit hard to see. It's a bit hard to see the philosophy
On the short term. On the short term. Yeah.
I look back at it now, I'm like, man, I still make my bed. And, you know,
Yeah.
that was what, 13 years ago or something.
Yeah, my version of winning in the morning was a coffee and a winning blue.
Fitness in itself, like you train in the morning, you feel amazing for the rest of the day.
I do think,
so-
people don't stress like the importance of like physical health. You know what I mean? Like, so like
Hand in hand.
Yeah. It comes together. Like, you know what I mean? So like, you know, that's why when we were a soldier, we did PT and that sort of stuff. Like, you know, an unfit soldier's like not a good soldier. So you know what I mean? So like, looking after yourself from the base up first can obviously help elevate you into other things, and then obviously from there is trying to set up goals, purpose, and a direction for where you want to go, and then just go for it.
Man, that's a really good bit of advice because, you know, the physical health, I think, is the start to regain all your other health as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you just build on top of that.
100%.
I think a lot of people throw that to the side.
Yeah. Well, I think it gets more of a different stigma.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it gets more to do with the show pony sort of type stigma.
Yeah.
So where there's like more beneficial parts of it that actually should be more concentrated on.
Yeah, it's a heap.
Yeah. Honestly, thanks. Well, let's wrap it up. That's honestly, it's been great. It's been great. Thank you.
Appreciate you coming in, mate.
Thank you very much. And hopefully this is one of many.
Yeah, first podcast, mate. So it was good to, you know, get that out of the way. It was good. And it was actually a good podcast too. I think, you know, we got a lot of information there, you know, and pertinent information to the cause that we're trying to achieve as well, bro.
Yeah, for sure, man.
You know, we want things to be positive, and business owners 9 times out of 10 are really positive people.
Yep.
You know, so I think this is going to be an important step forward, especially for this podcast, man. Like, you're extremely positive there, so loved it, bro.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
Cole Smith from Heartbreak Conditioning, Gold Coast. Well, episode 1 of the Wardogs Hour podcast is done. We had Cole Smith from Heartbreak Conditioning in Nerang on the Gold Coast with us today. And honestly, it was really cool to hear from a Kiwi. So kia ora to our new Kiwi listeners. If you know of a veteran who is doing something great in business or life, post-defense, we want to hear from them. So slide on into our DMs on our socials, Wardogs_NFT on both Instagram or Twitter. And better still, hear all of our episodes, past and present, of the Wardogs Hour podcast on all the major podcast apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc.
The Wardogs NFT mission and team, and all related podcast episodes and content, are provided for general information purposes only and do not constitute accounting, legal, tax, or other professional advice. Visitors should not act upon the content or information found here without first seeking appropriate advice from an accountant, financial planner, lawyer, or other professional.